Today I want to talk to you a little bit about the failures of AI that we're seeing inside of organizations. Look, AI can be an awesome thing. We use it literally every day. As you can see right here as I'm looking at it. I'm using it with my phone system. I'm using it to create tickets in my CRM, all these different things. Look, it can be a great asset. Here's where I see people failing the most. Here's an area where we failed some. And in this video today, I'm going to show you how to avoid these failures, how to continue to improve with it and use it the right way. But before we get started, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to hit share, subscribe, and like the channel below. Hi, I'm Chris, the owner of Niche Your Business. And I want to welcome back here to the AI for Insurance Agencies YouTube channel, where we help insurance agencies actually apply AI in the right way using a very specific framework. Today we're talking about some of the failures that we're seeing when it comes to AI. You know, AI has been around now for years. You know, people think that it started in 2021. It started way before that. You've got things like robotic process automation, all these different things. People, oh, AI can do that. AI can do that. But what they're missing is really the frameworks here. Or they're thinking that AI is just something you throw in, you forget about, and it's not. And I'll give you an example. We use an AI phone system or phone service on top of our regular phone system. And we've been having some challenges with it for the last 30, 45 days, you know, missing email addresses and things like this, almost like you're taking a step backwards. However, had I just said it, forget it, I would have had no idea. I would not have known that our deals were actually going down because we were having a bad quality with this, that people were not willing to give us information, that we were losing that trust because we're not using it the right way. This is one reason why we're shifting from maybe using AI as a primary phone system to using it as a backup, you know, in the gaps of still having a human answer the phones. And when they're not available, then having the AI kick in. We've got to remember that AI should not be a copy and paste. Think of it like a team member. Think of it like a virtual assistant. You've got to guide it in the right way. When it doesn't do things, you've got to give it the right feedback so that next time you have a different outcome. And this is one of the things I'm spending a lot of time on right now as we build out a lot of different things. As AI is part of that process. Just like automation is part of that process. Human interaction is part of that process. Building that emotional connection with video is part of that process. So as you're going through this though, and you're looking at implementing AI, I want you to remember these things. What are the problems and the frictions that I'm trying to solve or fix? How am I trying to improve customer experience? And how am I trying to improve employee experience? And I'm going to give you a good example of how I'm taking that framework and actually applying it to something specifically I'm doing in my insurance agency right now. In our CRM HubSpot, all attachments come from customers and they fall under attachments. This is a big pain point for us, you see, because we may have a referral partner that sends us 50 deals, but we don't need to see every one of the attachments on each one of those deals. We only need to see certain attachments. This is why we're taking different deals and attachments, and we're using AI to understand, you know, which attachments should we use under RAG, like what kind of documents do we need to analyze and break down the smaller documents and maybe even create our own document so that the attachments on those particular deals only apply to those deals. It's not every single attachment we've gotten. So you may ask, well, hey Chris, how exactly are you doing that? Well, I'm actually going to Gemini and I'm having a conversation with it about it. I'm going to Claude and I'm having a conversation. And you may ask, you know, why both of them? Well, one of the reasons I'm going to Claude is Claude's a really good coder. So I may go to Gemini to build the process here. And then I'll go over to Claude and maybe help me code the process for a HubSpot because Claude is really good at coding. You see, that's a big frustration. It's a big pain point of mine. And this is the reason why I'm doing it in this particular situation of how I'm going to be doing it. I'm going to be testing and figure out, okay, how do we break these things down? How do we make attachments easier to find for our team? Employee frustration. When we eliminate those employee frustrations, we improve customer experience because we can spend more time with our customers instead of searching for things, getting frustrated, taking down a customer. You see, it all becomes a snowball effect. This is just one example though. I could give you 1,000 other examples, but I like to really break things down simple. Think about all the attachments you probably get. In fact, if someone has got an image in their email, it could throw an attachment on there. And understanding how the AI can potentially recognize, okay, I shouldn't pick up this attachment, but I should pick up this one. It comes down to workflow. It comes down to process. Understanding that. I said, this is just one example. Another example is looking at our phone system, how phone calls are coming in and how tickets are being generated and how they're being processed and all these things. Look, on our phone system, for example, we get charged $100 a month per user. That's pricey because it does a lot of really good things with AI and some other things for us. But do we need 8 users? Or could we really do it with 4 users? And maybe using a framework to fill the difference between AI, automation, and humans. That's another example inside our insurance agency of exactly how we're doing this. So there's 1,000 different scenarios I could give you, but I just want to go through this video today because it's been a while since I put a video out because I've had to have surgery, showing you, once again, the frustrations that I'm addressing inside my companies when it comes to things like this and how AI is part of that process, but AI is not the process. Remember, we've got to have the right foundation. We've got to have critical thinking skills because AI is going to be wrong. And we've got to know when to question. So I hope you have found value in this video. And if you have, click in the description below. If you're in our private community, jump over there. I'm going to be including the standard operating procedures of exactly how I'm doing this. So if you decide to go and do this in your insurance agency, or if you need help from us in doing it, that's what we're here for. So once again, thank you for watching today's video. And I look forward to seeing you in our AI for Insurance Agencies community. Thank you.